Live stream చేసు.
Yeah, live stream is on.
Okay. Yes. Can we start now? Okay. Welcome for this program, dear Swamiji. And welcome everybody for this program. First, I would like to introduce a little bit about this program and then brief introduction of the speaker. We are here today, the program which is for the religious harmony. This program is organized by the English Translation Department of Siddhanta Monastic University. Siddhanta Monastic University is located in South India, Belakopi. It is in Karnataka. So in the monastery, we have nearly 4,000 to 5,000 monks who are studying Buddhist philosophy. So we have 5 different topics to study, and we complete that within 20 years. Sometimes it takes 22 years. It depends on the like previous time it took almost 20 years. Nowadays it takes more than 20 years because there's a changes in the period of different sections. So mainly we study 5 different great texts, that is Vinaya and Abhidhamma, and then Brahmana, and then we study Madhyamaka. So every year we have 30 to 40 scholars who complete the study. We call that Geshi, and who are capable to teach whole the Buddhist philosophy. Then we have different modern studies like science and languages. So we are here, few students and a few translators who are from the English translation department of Siddhanta Monastery University. We are organizing this program, Religious Harmony, which is the idea of His Holiness 14th Dalai Lama. We are organizing this program in this month, especially because this month is a special month for the followers of the Shakyamuni Buddha, because he achieved enlightenment in this month, and he turned the Dharma wheel in this month, and he also achieved parinirvana in this month. So we are trying to do something which, His Holiness suggests, like the religious harmony is very much important in this world. His Holiness Dalai Lama always talk about the world peace. So that everybody wants to be happy and to be in the peace, but who is going to start to do that? And then the people who are belonging to different, kind of schools or whatever you call, like religious practitioners. So they are the one who should start and who should start talking about these things. So because of that reason, we are inviting different scholars or different practitioners from different religious background. And we had one scholar from Christianity before, and also we had a talk on Buddhism and religious harmony. Today, we are very much lucky and happy to invite dear Swami Sarva Priya Ananda. So he doesn't need any introduction, but for the people who are new here today, I'm going to introduce a little bit dear Swamiji. Swami Sarva Priya Ananda is the spiritual leader of the Vedanta Society in New York, and he is very popular speaker of Vedanta, and also dear Swamiji is very popular speaker. He gave talk on the TED Talk, Google Talk, and also Swamiji gave many talks in different universities, including Harvard University, and his popular talks came in the form of books. So there are few books. If I name one of them is like here we have Who I Am, Am I, and What is Vedanta. So there are lots of books which is written by the Swamiji. So today we have 30 minutes, and Swamiji will speak on the topic, the religious harmony. And then we have question and answer for 10 to 15 minutes. And then we will conclude the section. So here I'm the moderator, and I am one of the translator from the translation department, and I studied in the Seraji Monastery for nearly 20 years. And then I studied Sanskrit in Pune University, and I completed my master program there. And now I'm doing my PhD on the Buddhist epistemology from Thailand. So I'm very much happy to be part of this program today. So without taking much time, please start your talk, dear Swamiji. Thank you.
Thank you, Tashiji. My salutations to His Holiness, the Dalai Lama. My salutations to all the teachers, geshes, and others at the Seraji Monastery. A special thanks to the translation department at the Seraji Monastery for giving me this opportunity to be part of the program, for the month-long program on the harmony of religions from different religious perspectives. If I'm speaking too fast, let me know. You stop me anytime. Okay.
Perfect. Yeah, that's perfect.
All right. So the subject today is the harmony of religions from the perspective of Hinduism. Hinduism is probably the oldest living religion in the world today. It is the original religion of India, going back more than 5,000 years or more even. Now, an interesting thing is, India has always been a very religious country. It is the birthplace of Hinduism with all its different branches. It is the birthplace of Buddhism, the birthplace of Jainism, the birthplace of Sikhism. Also, from very ancient times, Christianity has been there in India. Then Judaism, the Jews came to India nearly 2,000 years ago. Then Islam has been there in India almost from the lifetime of the Prophet. And then, other religious paths, more or less, some have been there in India. It has been a land where all different religions coexisted from very ancient times. Now, one interesting thing is, for a long time, for nearly 4,000 years of its history, though India had home to so many religions, and India also was not an entirely peaceful place. So many kingdoms were fighting with each other, but there was never any religious war. No war was fought in the name of religion in ancient India. Only after recent, like in the last millennium, there's violence in the name of religion. But before that, there was so many religions. They were competing with each other, debating with each other, differing with each other, but no fighting, no war. One reason is the idea of harmony in Hinduism, but not just Hinduism, broader Indian culture, the idea of harmony and coexisting together in Buddhism, in Jainism, and of course, ancient Hinduism. So how did this happen? One source, important source for Hinduism is in Vedic Hinduism, about 4,000 or 5,000 years ago, they came upon an idea. Ekam sat vipra bahuda vadanti. The truth is one, but the wise speak of it differently. So there can be an ultimate truth, but it can be expressed in different ways. Therefore, when the expression is different, does not mean that one is true, others are false. It could be that they're all trying to express one truth. This helped India to avoid violence in the name of religion. Now note that it's not that all the religions had so many different religious orders and sects that they all got along nicely, they were harmonious. No, not necessarily. They all differed very much from each other. But there was another interesting aspect to ancient India, which is debate. In Sanskrit, it is known as vada. And this was a wonderful mechanism for resolving disputes, for discussion among different religious points of view. The system of debate was developed in ancient India, in Hinduism by the Nyaya school. They developed the rules of debate, and this was used mostly by all the other schools also. So various schools of Buddhism, the Vaibhashikas, the Sautrantikas, the Yogachara, Vijnanavadis, the Madhyamaka Shunyavadins, they all adopted, along with the Hindu Nayayikas, Vaisheshikas, the Mimamsakas, Sankhya and Yoga and Vedanta, they adopted the same rules of debate. Jainas also, the schools of the Jaina schools also. So by these rules, what happened was specialists, those who are highly trained, like the revered monks, the lamas in the Serajay monastery, like them, the highly trained, very well-read, very scholarly people, they debated. The different religious points of view were debated at a very sophisticated level. There is a saying in Sanskrit, Padavakya Pramanadhi. Padavakya Pramanadhi. Pada means the science of words. You have to know language. The science of words. Padavakya Pramanadhi means the science of words. That is language. You have to know language, a grammar. And the second thing is Vakya. You must know how to interpret hermeneutics, how to interpret sentences. And the third one is Pramana. This epistemology, of course, especially logic. You must know the art of reasoning. Only when you have mastered grammar, mimamsa, that is interpretation, and nyaya or pramana, epistemology and logic, then you are allowed to take part in the debate. You will not be allowed to open your mouth in the debate unless you are fairly competent to be part of the debate. So this debate among experts was also a very good way of resolving differences between religions, and it led to the development of philosophy. I know this art of debate was continued. It was lost in India, but like many things, it was part of the Nalanda tradition, which went then to Tibet. And then further it was developed in Tibet. And the art of debate continues till today. I know in the Serajay monastery, regularly you learn and practice the art of debate. And this debating tradition goes back to ancient India. So this was one of the ways in which differences between religions you could resolve through dialogue between experts. And it led to the development of philosophy. When my view is challenged by you, then I have to think and rethink and formulate my view in a better way. So my understanding of my view and my understanding of your view increases, becomes more sophisticated and better. And that is good for my own spiritual life also. Now, as a result of this idea that the truth is one and it can be expressed in various ways, many different schools of philosophy, they existed and coexisted in India since ancient times. So there was a harmony between various views. They existed with each other without any violence. In our modern times, this view, the harmony of religions in Hinduism, has been restated and emphasized by a great figure in Hinduism in 19th century, Sri Ramakrishna. So Sri Ramakrishna is at the source of our order. So I would like to talk about the Hindu view of harmony of religions as stated and restated and taught by Sri Ramakrishna again in the 19th century. But let us understand, this is part of a very ancient tradition going back to the Vedas, maybe 5,000 years. So what did Sri Ramakrishna say? And he taught with very nice parables, stories, so one can remember always. The first thing, 5 points I will make. The first point is that the ultimate reality is infinite. You can, that infinite reality, it is impossible for any one person or any one system to grasp it totally. So he gives the example of a mountain of sugar and one ant. It comes to the mountain of sugar and is very happy to see the mountain of sugar, and it catches hold of one grain of sugar and drags it back and looks back and says, I am coming, I will take the whole mountain. But it cannot take the whole mountain, it's impossible. And also it need not take the whole mountain. One little grain of sugar is enough for that ant. Similarly, we may want that I will understand ultimate reality completely, or that my system will describe that ultimate reality completely, but it is not possible and not necessary also. It's like the ant trying to take the whole mountain of sugar. Then the second, this is the first point, the infinitude of the ultimate reality. The second point he says is that that infinite reality can be expressed when you want to put it in concept and language. It can be expressed in different concepts in different language. So Sri Ramakrishna gave a very nice example. In Bengal, where he was from, there are these ponds in each village called pukur. Pond is called pukur. And the people of the village, they go there for water. So Sri Ramakrishna said, when the Hindus go there, they call it jal. That's the Bengali word for water. Hindus use it. When the Muslims go there, they call it pani. Pani also means the same thing. The Englishmen, remember, that was the time of the British rule in India. When the Englishmen go there, they call it water. But jal, pani, and water all mean the same thing. They are all referring to the same reality. So different language can be there. Similarly, when we try to express that ultimate reality, we may call it Brahman, we may call it God, or Father in heaven, or the Tao, or the Buddha nature, Dharmakaya. Many forms we can use, many terms we can use, but we are all referring to the same reality. So this is the second point. The third point is that the purpose of human life is to attain that infinite reality, is to realize God, is to become enlightened, to attain moksha, liberation, nirvana. That is the goal of human life. He would give another nice example. If somebody goes to a mango orchard, and he says, when you have come to the mango orchard, mango garden, your purpose is to eat a mango. And delicious mango, you eat it and be satisfied. Why are you spending your time counting the leaves and the twigs? First, you should eat the mango. Similarly, the goal of human life is to uh, attain God realization, uh, Brahma Jnana or enlightenment, Bodhi, attain that. That is the goal of human life. The little details are not so important. And all the religions of the world are the ways in which we can attain this God realization. So the religions are the paths. Each religion is a path to attain enlightenment, to attain God realization. Now, once you call the religions paths, then you see that there is not much reason to quarrel between paths. If the path can take you to the goal, it's good. It works. If it works, it's good. It's a true religion. So if it can take you to enlightenment, to bodhi, to moksha, to nirvana, then the path is working and the religion is true. So similarly, he says, he would tell the students who came to him, he lived in the Kali temple in Dakshineshwar in Calcutta, on the bank of the river Ganga. He would tell people, see, you have come to meet me. Someone has come by boat, some have come on foot, some have come on horse carriage, some have crossed the bridge, but ultimately you have all come. Similarly, all of us, we are going to enlightenment, God realization, but the paths may be different. So the religions, different religions of the world are paths. Another example he gave was people are climbing to the roof. Some, and those days, no elevator, no lift. So some climb by the main stairs. Some climb by wooden stairs. Some put a ladder and climb. Some may put a rope and climb with a rope, but they will all get to the roof. Similarly, one may follow different paths and come to God realization. So the religions of the world become different paths. Buddhism and Hinduism and Jainism and Sikhism and so on. These are different paths to God realization. Then the fourth point he made was that although all the paths are there and the goal is God realization, but one must hold on to something sincerely. One must practice, take up and practice your own path sincerely. He gave the example of a man who went out to dig a well for water. He was digging a well for water. It's hard work, no water. Somebody told him, go and dig there. So he went to another place and started digging. After some time, he went to a third place and started digging. And like this, at the end of the day, was digging in many places. Nowhere he found water. But if he had continued to dig in one place, he might have found water there. So it is important to have sincerity and dedication in one path. So you know all the paths are good, they're true, they lead you to enlightenment, but one must follow one's own path. This following one's own ideal in Sanskrit, this is called Ishta Nishtha. Ishta means the desired goal. So in Hinduism, ultimate reality can be conceived of in many names and forms, as Shiva, as Devi, as Vishnu, in whichever way, or the attributeless Brahman. And one can take up one and follow that. So like the man who will dig for water in one place and then find water. Similarly, sincerely following one path, you will attain to God realization or enlightenment. One last point, the fifth point which I wanted to make was that, yes, all the paths are true. You must follow one path. Then what about the other paths? So one must have respect for all the paths and respect for the scriptures of all traditions and respect for the founders and masters of all traditions. Why? Because if that reality is one, then what I am going towards in my own path, I have so much devotion, so much respect in my own path for my own ideal. But they are also coming to the same ideal. What they are talking about, what they are worshipping, what they respect is the same ideal. If I disrespect the teacher or the path or the scriptures of another religion, actually I'm disrespecting my own ideal because they are ultimately the same thing. So one must have deep respect for different religions and the founders of different religions, the masters of different religions, and the scriptures of different religions. In fact, in our order, in the Ramakrishna order, one of the rules is not to criticize other religions. See, it's very interesting that the idea of criticism in the Vedas, ancient idea of criticism in the Vedas is criticism is not meant for criticizing the criticized thing, but for praising something else. Nahi nindya nindyam ninditum pravartate. That ninda means criticism, is not meant for degrading or insulting that criticized object, but rather to praise another alternative, that is good in that way. So one can debate and one can differ, but with depth and knowledge and sophistication. It's a sign of good scholarship to know you may not agree with the other view, but you must know it thoroughly. You must know it so thoroughly that you should be able to teach that view also, if necessary. So there is Siddhanta and Purva Paksha in the debating tradition. Siddhanta means your view, and Purva Paksha means the opponent view. And before I reply to the opponent, I should be able to state the proposition of the opponent back to the opponent to the satisfaction of the opponent. When the opponent says, yes, you have understood what I have said, then only I have right to reply. So one must have good knowledge of the other systems. The more we know of the other systems, the more respect we will have and more truth we will see. Not only that, our own spiritual life is also enriched by knowledge of other systems. See, there are these different approaches to different religions. One is the exclusivist approach. My religion alone as the truth. Now, my religion alone has the truth and everything else is wrong or false. Now, there can be two different kinds of things. One is they're wrong and false. I will ignore them. Let them do what they want. That is one. And that is not so bad. But even worse is that I am right, all others are wrong, and I will not leave them alone. I will try to convert them to my point of view. And if they are not converted, then I will use violence, not debate, violence. And I can forcefully convert or kill people from other religions. That leads to fanaticism and terrorism. I need not tell you, I'm living in New York. So New York, everybody knows 9/11. 9/11, where the Twin Towers were destroyed by some religious fanatics. And yet, in this country, in 1893, in World Parliament of Religions, Swami Vivekananda came here and he talked about the harmony of religions, acceptance of religious faiths, and he spoke on 9/11, 11th September 1893. So there are these two alternatives. One is, if I'm fanatical, exclusivist, it leads to violence and terrorism and war. But if I am harmonious and accepting, then it will lead to peace. Now, in harmony and accepting also, one can have inclusivist approach. That inclusivist means, yes, there is truth in other religions, but my religion is the best. And so it is all included in my religion. So that is also not a harmonious approach. There is another approach called pluralistic approach, where I agree there are many paths to the reality, but they're all different paths. And I can follow my path, you follow your path, I will not interfere with you. Your path is also right, my path is also right. Fine. This is pluralist approach. Even better than that, for modern world, I think this is new term called cosmopolitan approach. Cosmopolitan approach. Cosmopolitan approach is like when you live in a big city, like Delhi or Mumbai or New York here, where people from different cultures have come together. And so we are not only living here together, but we are also mixing. People are eating the food of other cultures. And there are restaurants in New York coming from all parts of the world, and people from different cultures, different parts of the world go to each other's restaurants and eat food from different cultures. There is language of different cultures. There is music which is fused in different cultures. Similarly, in religion, in spirituality too, not just accepting the truth of others, but also learning from others. Just as you enjoy the music, the food, the language, culture of others, we can also learn from other religions, and my own spiritual life will become rich, will better. You are firmly grounded in your own tradition. And when you open up yourself to other traditions, our own spiritual life becomes enriched. It also means there is no big reason for converting from one religion to other. One can still convert if one likes, that freedom is there, but there's no reason to, make a big effort to convert other people, thousands of people from another religion to my religion, not necessary. When Swami Vivekananda came to USA, somebody asked him, what do you want? Do you want to convert people to Hinduism? He said, no. Do I want that a Christian should become Hindu? God forbid. Do I want that Buddhist should become Muslim? God forbid. What I want is Christian should be a better Christian, Hindu should be better Hindu, Buddhist should be better Buddhist, Muslim should be better Muslim, and so on. I think that is a better way to achieve harmony of religions. I think I made the main points. Quickly, the main points again. Religion is infinite. Remember, mountain of sugar and ant. So the religion is talking about ultimate reality. Infinite, ultimate reality is infinite. So ultimate reality is infinite. All of it cannot be grasped. Second, it is expressed in different language, like the same lake, but people use different words to express water. Third, the goal of life is to attain that infinite reality. And religions are different paths by which you can attain that infinite reality. Fourth, one must stick to one thing seriously. One path one must stick seriously. Remember the man digging the well for water. And the last one, the fifth one, is that one must have respect for all religions, founders, masters, scriptures. Not only that, learn from them so that our life becomes more rich, our spiritual life becomes more rich. I'll thank you very much for inviting me, and I hope that was useful. If you have questions, I would love to interact with you.
Thank you very much. Each and every point you made is meaningful and helpful. And there is the Pranjaparamita Sutra, the Hridaya Sutra. That sutra started by saying, Ekam samayena maya shrutam. So once upon a time, I heard that. So today, I heard from you some points. So that what I heard. So I have few points here I want to mention here briefly. The first one is Ekam Satya Vipra Bahuda Vadanti. So that point, the point you made, the first is so much profound, I feel. So the Ekam Satya. So the truth is one, but Bahuda Vadanti. So maybe the explanations are, many. And then you talked about how important to debate. And you talked about the pramana, the authority, and the wisdom, knowing the truth. So people can debate, but they should debate on the idea. They should discuss about the idea, not about people. And that is a very much important part of religious harmony. And then third point, the Sri Ramakrishna contributed the religious harmony. And then you gave a very living, example that maybe a Muslim can call pani, Hindu can call jal, and then maybe British can call water. But what they are doing is they are trying to fulfill the thirsty. So that is a great example, and we should write down and put everywhere, in our room, and practice the religious harmony. And then the last point, I feel it's very, very important, accepting not other people's view, but accepting that other people can have their own view as you have your own view. So if you can accept that, then we can live with harmony, even you're from different, religious background. So that is very much important. And again, whatever you made the point here, each and every point has this, wisdom of Vedanta. So thank you very much. And if audience from live or here in the Zoom meeting, if you have any question, please. Anybody?
So let me ask then, in the Serapje monastery, it is only Geluk monks are there?
Yes, only Geluk.
Only Geluk, yes.
Yes, but we have monks from all over the world. We have monks from US, we have
Right.
monks from Japan, and we have monks from India, Bihar, and Maharashtra.
Yes.
And also we have monks from Europe. Yeah.
Yes. Tibetan Buddhism is very dear to my heart. I really
Thank you.
like Tibetan Buddhism, yes.
Thank you. Yes.
Pranam Swamiji.
Namaskar.
My name is Chambagyalsen,
Yes.
and it's a great honor for me and my fellow monk friends here to have an audience with you. I've been inspired by your talks. I used to watch your talks on YouTube, and it's really inspiring.
Thank you.
And yeah, I've also come to know how you studied Buddhism from I think Professor Jerry Garfield.
From Professor
Yeah.
Garfield, yes.
Yeah. So I listened to these talks, and it was always really inspiring. Swamiji, as you mentioned, we always look at India as a model for world religious harmony. His Holiness always talks about it, right? India can still set a example. It has always been throughout many centuries. India has always remained a harmonious nation or country for all different religious tradition. And in one of your talks, you also spoke when Buddha came, and Buddhists gradually kind of flourished in India in the presence of majority Hindu populations, right? So it clearly shows how the Hindu tradition is tolerant and very harmonious. And the popular or the common explanation behind why Hinduism is very pluralistic sort of tradition that I've heard from others is that in Hinduism there are different tradition. Each has their central sort of figure, while they worship all different deities or god, but still each would have their central sort of god. So this is the knowledge I have acquired, but you gave a new knowledge. You have added a new reason today, because you said the system of debate has also played a very important role in bridging different traditions, right? And that it's really true. And this would be takeaway for me. This, it's really inspiring. And my question, small question to you is regarding Atman, because you have already studied extensively the works of Chandrakirtis and other Madhyamika scholars. So in Prasangika Madhyamika, we study about two kinds of sunyata, right? The emptiness of self and emptiness of phenomena, right? So when it comes to Atman in Hindu tradition, is the concept of self is also applied to non-living things like trees and pot or house or whatever, because though there's a term self, when we talk about the self of phenomena, there's not necessarily we are talking about any person or any living beings, right? Particularly from the perspective of Prasangika Madhyamaka. So my question is, in Hindu tradition, is the concept of self applied apart from the person itself? This is my questions. Yeah.
Right. You're right. In Vedanta, especially Advaita Vedanta, self or Atman would mean the real nature of everything, not just a living being. But when self in Advaita or in Sankhya or in yoga, they come to the idea that self is awareness or pure consciousness, not the Vijnana Skandha, but just awareness, which is the basic nature of things. So that is different from the personal self. So Advaita agrees with Buddhism. Say, for example, when Chandrakirti deconstructs the self with the analogy of the chariot, the 7-point reasoning, Advaita actually agrees with all of that. And I would say that there is no such self. And in fact, clinging to that idea of self is bondage. But when Advaita talks about the self, it is the basic nature of reality. And that's always there. In that appears all these various phenomena. It is very much like I would say, little bit. There was one school, not the Gelug school, but the Shentong school.
Right.
A little bit like that. Some similarity is there. So yes. It is not the individual self. It's not just the personal self, which Advaita agrees. That's not the ultimate nature of reality. I gave a talk on this. I can share it in the chat here, on Buddhist self, Buddhist non-self, and Vedantic self, where I compare the views of Chandrakirti and then what is the response from Advaitic side. And then we see there's not much difference at all. In fact, the other schools of Vedanta, other schools of Hinduism attacked us by saying, you fellows are Buddhists. So that's very interesting. About debate, which you mentioned earlier, I feel the two times the debate led to great development in Indian philosophy. One was the long debate between the various schools of Buddhism, the Yogacara, the Madhyamaka, the Sautrantika, Vaibhasika on one side, and on the other side, there were the Hindu schools, the Nyaya, Vaisheshika, Sankhya, Yoga, Mimamsa, and much later Vedanta. But this long debate, 700, 800 years, it led to the development of philosophy. So debate and difference is not bad. It's really good. It did not lead to violence. It led to better philosophy. And Indian philosophy as a whole, it became very sophisticated. I think both sides became more sophisticated by debating with each other. The second time, debate led to more philosophy, better philosophy. By that time, Buddhism had faded out from India, and it was there in Tibet. It had developed so much in Tibet, but the contact was lost in the last 700-800 years. But there was more development within Vedanta. So the non-dualistic school of Vedanta, Advaita Vedanta, which we represent, it was attacked by the dualistic schools. And there was a lot of debate between the dualistic schools and non-dualistic schools. That also led to the development of philosophy. I think debate is great. And mostly it has gone out of fashion in Hindu schools. I mean, they've lost the art of debating, but it is very much alive and well developed in Tibetan Buddhism in monasteries such as Serajay.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Thank you.
Thank you. So any other questions?
I hope I will get the chance to visit the Serajay monastery sometime.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
it'll be great. Yeah, it'll be great honor for us.
I hope when I go, next time I go, I will try to visit. We have a guest here, Professor Arindam Chakravarti, who is staying with us. He stayed at Serajay Monastery long ago when Thupten Jimpa was he was doing Geshe degree. He became the interpreter for His Holiness Dalai Lama, Thupten
Jimba.
Then Jimba, yes.
So he was doing
Yes.
Geshe degree at that time. And our professor, Arindam Chakravarti, he's a Nyaya professor. So he went there. He stayed at Sarajay Monastery for some time. Today, just now, he was
Oh.
telling me.
Oh, I see.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
We would always be
So-
grateful to have your presence in our monastery.
I will definitely try. I will get in touch with you if I go next time I go to India, and if I
Sure.
go to Mysore. It is close to Mysore, I think.
Yeah, it's
Yes,
only
yes,
2
yes.
hours.
A few hours. Other question?
Okay. Good morning, Swamiji.
morning.
It's me, Sopa. I have one doubt. Also, it's similar in our Buddhism, according to Buddhism's also. And our actually Buddha, if someone has a Buddha, then there should be the old clash have to abandon. And also, but some is a kind of like story they're showing some like the Arya, they also have like this attachment, and these things are, and also according to Hinduism, for became is there any way to become like God? And also God should be all, or should be abandons all negative thought and like desire, and also attachment, also anger, these things should be abandon, or what kind of quality, for what kind of quality should be become a god according to Hinduism's traditions.
Swamiji, did you get the point? Can
Can you
I
summarize?
yeah. So my friend Zopala is asking, basically, according to Buddhism, there's an enlightened one, Buddhahood. So that must be abandoned all kind of kleshas.
Yes.
And then there is also another level, Arya beings, who are higher level practitioners, but they can have some kind of klesha, but still they are Arya beings, who are realized the satya, or the truth directly. And so what about Hinduism? Do you have these kind of concepts there?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in Hinduism, we feel in Vedanta, our real nature is Brahman, or pure awareness. Now, to realize that, one must purify oneself of the kleshas, and then study Vedanta. There are the three steps: hearing and reasoning and meditating. So these 3 steps have to be undergone, and then you realize that you are pure awareness. Now, after realizing that, after becoming enlightened, there is something called Jivan Mukti. The body is there, the world is appearing, but you are free because you have realized, you have attained enlightenment, you have realized the true nature of things. So you're free. Now, the Jivan Mukti has these 2 aspects. You must have enlightenment, but also perfection in all the qualities. One must be able to express that enlightenment. If I have somehow got some breakthrough, some intuition, at the same time I cannot express, I cannot remove all the kleshas, then it is not Jivan Mukti. So one may have some spiritual development, but without removing the kleshas, without having perfect ethical life, then Jivan Mukti is not possible. Full enlightenment, full expression of enlightenment, that is the goal. So there are these 2 sides. One is the enlightenment. In Sanskrit, it is called Tattva Jnana. the knowledge of reality. And then there is control of the mind and the senses. It is called manonasha, literally negation of the mind. And the third one is called vasanakshaya, purification of all vasanas, of all desires. If all three are there, then Jivan Mukti. But only some enlightenment is there, the other two are not perfect, then no Jivan Mukti.
Thank you. Maybe we can take one short question, one last
Sure.
question, if somebody has question. Okay. Anybody? Yes. Losang Dorjila, are you there for the question?
Yes, may I ask one simple question?
Yes, please.
Yes, Swamiji, I was very inspired by your talk on the religious harmony. Why we organize such the seminars on the religious harmony is to observe the Sagadava festival, one thing. And the second thing is to fulfill the far vision of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, because his one commitment is that the promotion of the religious harmony in today's world. So, and then this is also the third reason that why, because to have a world peace within this world. And I think without having a religious, the harmony, interreligious harmony, with a sense, without having a sense of the brotherhood and sisterhood within those who say that we are the practitioners. So it is not possible to have the happiness, the lasting happiness and world peace within the bigger society. So these are the reasons why the Sajid Translation Department organized this conference to celebrate the Sagadava festival. And so, yeah, as you said that religious harmony is the possible, and also that the truth is one, but there are the different ways, the different traditions to reach at that truth. So then, yeah, I think I also one way support this kind of the statement. I think it's very important, and because we need the different kinds of the philosophical traditions to understand that kind of the truth, to reach the one destination. But one said that I think I am not very sure. Before the Mahatma Gandhi once said that God is truth. God is truth, and the Mahatma Gandhi's philosophy is that instead of saying the God is truth, he said that truth is God. So our God is truth. Instead of so that I'm more impressed by the saying that truth is God, then the God is truth. Truth is God. When I I can accept it easily. Truth is God, but God is truth. It is still the blank. So now the important thing is. So then how can we, since there are the different traditions to explain that kind of the truth, and what are the ways to understand that kind of the truth? What do you think? What are the different kind of the investigations or the ways to understand that the mood of the things, final status of the every phenomena or the final truth?
Well, thank you for your views. I agree with all of that. I think one helpful thing is to study other traditions as insider. Instead of studying as outsider, first I try to understand how the follower of that tradition understands that tradition in different religions. I try to feel like that and try to think how they would try to think as far as possible. then I can appreciate that approach more. Another important approach that His Holiness the Dalai Lama has taken, I think two important things. One is the stress on values, human values, more than philosophy, more than difference in religion, just the human values of compassion, of kindliness, of loving kindness. So these values can bring us closer. The second thing His Holiness has done is the harmony between religious and spiritual understanding and science. So His Holiness is very open to scientific investigation. Here in the United States, for example, he has started a study of the effects of meditation on the brain through neuroscience and imaging. And His Holiness has a very, he's highly respected in the scientific community here in the West and among the philosophers also because of that. His engagement with scientists and academicians also. It is something that all other religions should learn from, I think. So in these ways, stress on common values, understanding each other's tradition as insider, from inside, not from outside. Then science and harmony between science and religion. Yep, I don't know if that answers your question or it is.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. Thank you, dear Swamiji. Yeah, we need more time to learn from you, to debate with you, and we are very much happy that your open kind of minded talk, and especially your wisdom. The founder of Gelug tradition, Tsongkhapa, said one of his praise to the Buddha. He said, which means like you are not holding any weapons, but you defeated all Maras. So that kind of war you only know, nobody else. So like that is your wisdom. So we can see that quality in you. So we are very much happy, and we are very much eager to see you there in Seraji Monastery in future, in person. So whenever you come to India, and I found that you came for holiday in India a few months before, but you just ended up by giving 27 different talks. So of course you are always busy, but we are very much happy to invite you there, and we have a guest house, and I hope that like you will enjoy there. So we will enjoy more to talk with you and to learn from you. So please keep you in your mind. And then the final section of this program today, Venerable Jaya Ketan will conclude the section by saying thanks. Thank you very much.
I think he's muted.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Jai
Janketa, can you try? Think something is,
phone 땡어래.
Yes, we
earphone.
hear.
Maybe you can remove your earphone, or I don't know. We also have to say thank you for the Zoom meeting, because somebody
We are
worked
hearing
so
you.
hard. We just can talk from everywhere together. So there are lots of people who are working hard. We enjoy the results. So, but sometimes there's technical issue happens.
Yes, we are hearing you.
Cú mình được đảng dân này khởi nè.
Natal Kumdo. In a camera, Swami J. Conan.
Yellow the Joshua not teacher.
Good.
저는 계속 고도 저랑 몬트네 송샤다.
Shvinda. So, thank you so much, Swamiji. Thank you so much for your very wonderful speech, for your very inspiring, knowledge, sharing your knowledge about religious harmony, its importance and its possibility. Thank you so much. It's very helpful. So, as my fellow monks has mentioned, we are very pleased to invite you to our monastery, and also we want to learn something more knowledge from you. Thank you so much for taking this participation. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. So secondly, it is I would like to thank Venerable Kesang Tashila for moderating this event. So without your moderation, our event cannot be this much successful, this much meaningful. So thank you so much for moderation. Thank you for introducing our program and for introducing our speaker. Thank you so much. And also without the support of Saraji Monastery, from the administrators of Saraji Monastery, we cannot organize this kind of event. So I would like to say thank you to Saraji Monastery and its staff members, and also our head of English Translation Department, Venerable Lobsang Dorji. Thank you so much for working tirelessly for our department and for the religious harmony, and you are organizing so much very great events like this. Thank you so much. And also, of course, all the participants who take opportunity to ask some questions to our speaker and also sharing your knowledge. So thank you so much, all the participants. The last but not the least, I would like to request Champa Dorji to offer a scarf, Tibetan scarf. It is a traditional way of Tibet to say thank you to our speaker, Sarva Priyananda Swamiji. Please offer the scarf on behalf of our English Translation Department. Please take your time.
Thank you so much, Swamiji. And it is traditionally scarfing of the Florida. Thanks. Virtually. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me, and thank you for the virtual offering of the scarf. And hopefully someday I'll be there in person to receive it. And anytime the lamas and geshes traveling here in the United States are, of course, most welcome. Come to New York and come to our center here in the Vedanta Society. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Swamiji.
Take care. See you.
Thank you
Take
so
care.
much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Take care.